everybody, it's your favorite girl, Tyler Nicole Taylor, TNT. If you love me, welcome back to my channel. So, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to any and everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I started at 0 and your girl is almost at 400. I'm really excited about that. I know, there's other people out there that got 400,000 or 4 million. I'm not there yet, but I'm at 400 almost, so I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, shout out to you. So if you're one of the few people that have subscribed to my channel and you've been following my videos, you know that I love to talk about relationships. That's kind of my jam. That's kind of my thing. It's kind of what I do. Now, I am in no way, shape, or form trying to position myself to be a person of authority when it comes to relationships. I'm not a counselor. I am not any of those things. I'm just your best girlfriend that can chat it up with you and talk shit about relationships with. That's what I'm here for. Again, like I was previously saying, if you've seen any of my videos on my channel, you might have actually bumped into the boyfriend tag video where I introduced you all to my boyfriend. I started off single as a Pringle when I started this channel, and somehow I ended up in a relationship. And then I ended up saying, you know what, I'm going to introduce my YouTube community to my boyfriend, and I did that. I feel like I probably didn't really think that through. I am currently still in that same relationship with John, and yes, we are still long distance. He is all the way in California, and I'm all the way here in Maryland. And let me tell you guys, it has been challenging. We have reached over a year of being together at this point, and it has been hard. I'm not going to lie. I mean, if you just think about it, though, relationships in itself, when you have the person next to you, living with you, living in the house next door, living down the street, whatever, relationships in general can be challenging. They just are. I mean, it's two people trying to figure out how to, live together in harmony. But long distance relationships specifically add an extra layer of difficulty onto them. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about how I manage my long distance relationship. So one of the things that John and I do to, to kind of stay connected with each other is we FaceTime every single day as much as we possibly can. A lot of people think we're crazy, or, they thought that we were going to just grow out of it, because after a while, people do stop talking on the phone as much as they used to with each other. Once you're out of that honeymoon phase, a lot of times you stop doing some of the things you used to do. Well, that's one thing that we never stop doing. We FaceTime as much as we possibly can. If we are both off and we have free time, we are on FaceTime with each other all day, as if we're spending time with each other all day, because ultimately that's the only way that we can spend time with each other. Because basically, what we're trying to stimulate when we FaceTime that often and just, spend that much time together on FaceTime is if we were able to physically be around each other, that's how we would be. But that piggybacks off on the next thing that we do to manage this relationship is we try to visit each other as much as we can. Now, being on opposite ends of the country is extremely difficult to just be able to pick up and go visit when you want, because hello, that's not cheap, okay? Those round trip tickets ain't cheap, y'all, and I ain't balling like that to be going to California every month or him coming here every month. We ain't balling like that at all. So, we just basically have to set aside time and schedule that time to see each other, and we actually have to follow through with doing it. So that means you got to secure the right amount of funds to make sure you can make that trip happen. That means you got to actually buy your ticket on time. That means when we get into fights, we actually need to make up and all of that, because you've already committed to going to see this person. Hello. So, I mean, I don't know. I think for us, it helps us put things into perspective and try not to allow just the smallest little things to be the final straw in the relationship. So you have to, when you have a long distance relationship, especially if you want to maintain it for a long period of time, you got to make time to see each other. You have to follow through, and you have to make sure. The reason why the follow through is important is because it's important for your significant other to know that you prioritize them, above the small things that can happen in life. So if I'm saying I'm coming to see you, I'm coming to see you. I'm not going to let the smallest thing or smallest obstacle get in the way of that. Nah, we're making this happen. And that's the type of thing that you want in a good, healthy relationship. It's somebody that you know for a fact that you can count on your partner. You want to know that you can count on them. And that's kind of what that helps to display. What's something else we do? Oh, gosh. Okay. So, obviously, we love each other. We're in a relationship. We've been together for over a year. It was not and is not, even today, is not all roses, rainbows, sunshine, glitter, and unicorns, okay? It is none of those things at all times. So, in those times of conflict, we have no choice but to figure it out. Because it is just too easy. Like, it is the easiest thing to do when fighting with someone or fighting with your significant other and they live clear across the country. The easiest thing to do is to attack their security and their trust in you and make them feel like, well, I can go be with whoever I want to be. Now, that's not to say, those type of crazy things don't come up in arguments when we argue, because, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real with you. That has. We've played on each other's insecurities a time or two, and that's playing dirty, honestly. But we're not perfect. But the thing is, you just have no choice but to trust this person if you decide that you want to be with them. And you have no choice but to make up every time you fight. Sometimes fights last a little bit longer than I would like, or a little bit longer than he would like. But at the end of the day, we always end up making up. And one of the things that helps us when we make up is we actually try to come to a resolve for how to deal with our conflicts and how to deal with conflicts that'll be similar to these in the future. Most of the time, what we figured out is the reason why we tend to get into such huge fights is more so because of the communication barriers that we build while fighting. And that's those saying things that attack your insecurities, or the tone, or he hates when I roll my eyes, just all those little things that can get in the way of being able to receive what the actual message is. Those are the things a lot of times that are the real reason why you're fighting. And we figured that out for us, that a lot of times that's what it is. It's the communication barriers that we're creating and relying on while fighting, and using them in an unjust and unfair way. So we come up with different ways to try to alleviate some of that stuff when we're really trying to get to the bottom of whatever it is going on, whatever the fight is about. So that has always been very helpful with being able to calm your ego down enough to actually be either apologetic or accepting of an apology. So, and when you're able to do that, you're able to ease the conflict, resolve it, and you're back like you never left. So we always make sure that we make up, and that's one of the ways that we do it. Okay, one of the other things that we do, I know this it's probably going to be kind of cheesy, but I know for me, this helps, and it helps me. At first, he wasn't so on board with this, but it helps me. I'm the type of person that likes to plan and talk out our potential future outcome. Like, I like to do that. So I want to talk about what it would be like living with each other. I want to talk about, well, where do you want to live and where should we live? I want to talk about how many kids we're going to have. I want to talk about, well, realistically, how soon do we think we can do this? Those are the things that I want to talk about. That's important to me, because I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not trying to be in a long distance relationship. I do aspire to be married and to be a mom and raise children, good people with my husband. That's what I aspire to do. So I don't look forward to my husband living in California while I'm living on the East Coast and calling that a marriage. Because for me, that's not going to work. That might be something that works very well for other people. But I know for me, hell no, baby. I need real FaceTime. I need to be able to hug. I need to be able to touch him. I need to be able to hang out with him. I need to be able to actually sit in the same room with him and watch a movie versus watching it on FaceTime. Do y'all know how hard it is to watch a freaking movie on FaceTime with somebody? Like, you have to sync it up. You gotta count it down. Like, we do a 1, 2, 3, go type of situation. Like, oh my gosh, it is so crazy and so difficult, but it's worth it because, I mean, again, we're not physically there. And that's something that I'd like to do in person rather than freaking FaceTime. Well, anyway, that's all I got right now. This really was just like a sit down, kind of like a purge type of situation. I felt like this would be helpful for other people that are in long distance relationships, and just, little reminders and ideas and tips of things that I do. Maybe you can try to apply to your relationships to help ease some of those challenges, because it is hard. But when done correctly, they're worth it. So, but anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I have another long distance relationship video, and I'll go ahead and drop that at the end of this one, so you can go ahead and check that out. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I am truly thankful for all of the people that have subscribed up to this point. I really appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and if you like it, and go ahead and share it. And then if you like me, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button.